What's up? I wanted to get a video out really quick because I haven't done one in forever and the recent watches are building up. I got some reviews I really should get on, but I'm going to do a recent watches video. I got, I think, 7 titles. There were more that I watched recently, but I've chose to do these titles here because I think that they, you know, showcase a little bit of everything. Some new independent stuff, some old classics, all around the thing. I don't know. The first one will be Klown Kamp Massacre, and this one's mostly available, I believe, from Amazon, and it's on a DVD-R. You know, it's one of those kind of, you know, little movies that they do on DVD-R. People make it, you know, for whoever wants it. I checked this one out. It is basically Friday the 13th, but at a clown camp. It's a spoof, and it actually is pretty funny. It has a couple nice scenes of nudity, a couple silly gore scenes. It is basically, essentially, Friday the 13th, but, a spoof at a clown camp. Pretty funny stuff, and it has a cameo by Lloyd Kaufman. It kind of has that trauma feel here. I would recommend it, or at least a guilty pleasure, because I enjoyed myself. I laughed. It has a stupid twist ending that a lot of those slasher movies did have at the time. One that comes to mind would be something like, what is that one? April Fool's Day, which had a really stupid twist ending. But that's Kamp Klown Massacre. Klown Kamp Massacre. Sorry, guys. But, yeah, pretty funny stuff. And then we have Ryan Nicholson's first full-length feature. His first short was live feed. Not first short, but the first one that came out. But this one is live feed. Actually, this is the first time viewing. That's the first time for Clown watching that, too. But this one I actually had forever, and I never watched it. It's the unrated version. And, you know, I had heard some bad things, mixed things about it. This is actually, a long time ago, as a former rental, it was like $1, and I couldn't pass it up. I knew it was Nicholson. Ryan Nicholson did stuff like Gutter Balls and Hanger and Torched, which are all excellent movies. I think this one's his weakest, but that's not bad, considering all those other movies are so top-level for underground gore films. And this one has its moments, and has a couple funny moments, some unneeded silliness, but, you know, it's alright. There's a couple really nasty spots in here. You know, I think somebody actually eats some genitalia or something, or is forced to almost eat genitalia. Yeah, it's pretty much just an underground circuit, that snuff film, and they like to watch it, and all sorts of stuff like that. Cannibalism happens, and a lot of taboos. And then we have the classic Dario Argento movie, Inferno, which is part of the Three Mothers trilogy. I've seen this one before, but I revisited it, you know, I was thinking, yeah, that was pretty good when I first saw it, and I hadn't watched it in 6 or 7 years. And this is the Blue Underground edition. I also have an Anchor Bay edition somewhere, and I'll probably upgrade on a Blu-ray, either Arrow or the Blue Underground coming out. But this one I actually was pleasantly surprised. When I revisited, I thought it was very underrated. You don't hear that many people give that much love to Inferno. You hear Suspiria, Suspiria, Suspiria. I'm not the biggest fan of Suspiria, but I did really love this one. Inferno, I was quite impressed with it on a revisiting of it. And I gotta love the guy who goes and puts the cats in the river. That's terrible, and he's sitting there stomping on them and trying to drown them. Really cool stuff. Some unique death scenes. It looks beautiful. I can't. It's kind of sad that he didn't make the third one back then, along with the Suspiria and Inferno. So the trilogy didn't end so weird, you know, because the third one, the third mother, is very strange. I would recommend Inferno for sure. And then we have Brain Dead, which is not the Brain Dead from New Zealand, not Peter Jackson's Brain Dead, not the Brain Dead with Bill Pullman and Bill Paxton. This is the Brain Dead by Kevin Tenney, you know, the director of Night of the Demons and Witchboard. He's having a comeback. This is from Vicious Circle Films. And this is basically a modern-day fun gore flick. Kind of like hyper zombies, just tearing people apart. Sci-fi horror gore, and it's really fun. I would recommend this one for anybody that likes their gore and splatter and stuff. It was really fun to watch, and some pretty good gore effects. I was really happy with it. Had a lot of nudity, actually. And this one is definitely a fun popcorn movie. If you like your boobs, you like your blood, this is just aimed right at that general audience, and it succeeds pretty well. Definitely a guilty pleasure, if not recommended. I enjoyed it. And then we have the classics here. Fright Night 1 and 2. I revisited these. I always watch this one a million times. This is actually the Arson release. It's full screen, so anybody that doesn't have this out of print DVD isn't really missing much on picture quality. But let's open it up. I'll show you what's in here. That's pretty much it. But I always have been in love with this film. The reason I actually had the DVD is I got it when it came out. Only paid like $10 for it or so. Love this one. What really makes me love this one more than this one, I'm talking about this one first for some reason, but this one right here is the cast of villains. I always been a sucker for Gang of Villains, class of 1984, all sorts of like that. I just love a group of villains that have their own unique danger to them. And this one has Louis the Werewolf, played by John Guise, or Grise, or however people pronounce it. I always pronounce it Grise. And he's great in it. He's just such a jerk, and it's party time, dude. And he's just amazing at it. And then it has Brian Thompson as this big bug man or something. He eats bugs, and he always names the proper insect name. And he's awesome. If you guys don't know him, Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat 2. Not a good movie, but he did good in it. And he's also in Terminator and other stuff. And I believe he's in Cobra with Stallone. And of course it has this weird vampire on rollerblades that for the longest time as a kid I always thought was a female. But it's a male, and she's just this tall, Grace Jones-looking vampire rollerblade with sharp razor-claw nails and tearing people apart. And then, of course, the lead vampiress, Vampiress, there we go. And she does well as well. She's actually the sister of the lead in here. And it's cool because Roddy McDowall and the lead from the first one come back. No Evil Ed, unfortunately, but I would highly recommend this for a sequel. Super fun, guilty pleasure. And then, of course, the first one with Chris Sarandon and Roddy McDowall, and I'll never say that, Ragsdale guy, William Ragsdale. And, of course, this has Stephen Jeffries. Everyone knows Evil Ed. You're so cool, Brewster. And it's got the lady from, what is that, Married with Children in it, the neighbor. But anyways, this is a really fun movie from the 80s. And the sequel I like better, but this one's actually probably a better made film for sure. I don't know why I'm open to showing these default releases like this, but anyways, Fright Night is always a classic, and Stephen Jeffries steals the show, and so does Roddy McDowall. It's just a really great film. Chris Sarandon's actually really good in it too. Welcome to Fright Night, for real. Awesome movie. And then last, I'm not even sure if I'll be able to show any of this case, but here we go. It's Phantom Killer. This is kind of like a series of films. Originally, I thought it was a Polish series of films, and someone told me they actually play it as a Polish series of films, but it's not. It's actually maybe English or something, or another country, not sure. But I can't show you the back, it's just nudity galore. This is basically so-called, kind of like a slasher type deal. Let's see what's in here. I can't show you that either. But there's 4 of them. I've only seen the first one. And basically, essentially, it's a killer going around stripping women naked and then killing them. No real gore at all, but there's some pretty nasty ideas involved. I mean, all these women are gorgeous. All of them are naked and explicitly naked. Leaves nothing to the imagination if that is going to get you excited for the movie. But there's a really some stupid slapstick comedy, I guess, like putting a spoon in a girl's butt and pulling out. Very stupid. Like I said, leaves nothing to the imagination when it comes to that, but leaves a lot to the imagination when it comes to the gore. It's just a silly romp, really goofy. No gore, no special effects to really speak of, but a lot of nudity and a lot of silliness, and some giallo influences, definitely. Some nice atmosphere for this kind of movie. Some fog, and, you know, the killer looks straight out of a giallo movie. He's the Phantom Killer. But those are the movies that I watched recently. We have it's a tongue twister, man. Klown Kamp Massacre, which I'd recommend for a guilty pleasure. We have Live Feed, which I would recommend for you Ryan Nicholson diehard fans, and I enjoyed it. And then we have Inferno, which is Dario Argento, recommended. And we have Brain Dead, which is Kevin Tenney's new flick, definitely recommended. And we have the Fright Night films, which are always recommended. And lastly, we have The Phantom Killer, which may be worth a look for people out there that know what they're getting themselves into. Thank you very much, and Mr. Parka, have a good one.